Hey guys, what's going on? It's Don here from Pandemic Playgrounds, and today we are going to be building ourselves a VTOL ship. It's one of you guys that made a comment and I decided to, why not? Let's just make it. So let's get started. You're going to have to make a game that allows for custom scripts. If you don't, then yeah, it's not going to work because we are going to be using a programming block on a ship just to get this to work. But there are a lot of benefits to using VTOL, so yeah, let's give it a try. I'm going to show you guys what we need to do. First, I have everything on a hotbar when I build stuff, so it makes it a little bit easier to just do things. And we're going to build a small ship. This way it gets a little bit easier. And we'll kind of just pop that on top and put down a cockpit. Now from here on, there's a couple of designs. Well, I'm going to go for the most basic design so you can see how it works. So I'm going to actually slap down a battery, because obviously it's going to need that, and rotors. We're going to need two rotors, one for the you could say pitch and roll. So this is for pitch and this one will be for roll. So now that I put the two rotors over there, we will need thrusters. Now you can use large thrusters or small thrusters, and that's what's the good thing about this, is that you could use either or and it will be able to fly the ship. It's really efficient, honestly. So I'm going to put one in the back and one on top. And this will be for left and right, forward and back. And this will be for up and down and also left and back, left and right. Now we're going to need also a programming block and a gyroscope to control everything. So let's pop that down as well. I'll put a programming block right here. And a gyroscope, which is going to be right there. And yeah, that's our basic creation of the ship. Let me get rid of these blocks because we don't need them. And that's it. So we're going to pop into our programming block. And in here, we're going to load a script. Now, there's actually two sets of script. One, which is Crazy Thrust Vectoring. Or we could use this one, Vector Thrust 2. So I'm going to use Vector Thrust 2 because this one is more easier to set up. And this one you don't have to like name any rotors. It just automatically knows what rotors and goes in what position. So you don't have to touch anything here. But do remember that there are a couple of commands that we need to know, which is Jetpack, possibly Cruise, and Standby. Those are the three. And the main things we will be using is Jetpack and Standby. So I'm going to hit OK, and automatically you could see it's trying to activate itself. Now, when I pop in, we can't do anything yet until we actually activate it as a jetpack. So we're going to go into the group and pop into our programming block, and I'll put it here. And we're going to hit run, %, jetpack. Okay, confirm. And I'm going to put in another one here, and we're going to do Cruise, and then the third one, which will be Standby. Okay, so as of right now, if I hit Standby, all the motors will just stop working. The vibration stops. It doesn't try to like figure out its vector thrusting. So yeah, that's all you really need to turn it off. So if you're landing or something like that, or if you don't even have landing gears, you want to put it into standby. This way it will not go crazy. Now, if you wanted to get it to work, you would have to use Jetpack. So I'm going to press number 1, and automatically it's going to control your ship like you normally would. You know, WASD, left and right, Q and E, just to rotate. And you can see, like, if I was to fly, that's how it would look. And then if I was to like let go, it'll automatically counteract what I'm trying to do. If I'm going up, it'll automatically know how to do that. And then if it's going to try to stop it, it'll move into its position. And that's basically it on how you create your own little vector thrust or VTOL ship. Now, as far as cruise goes, if I was to pop into here and I go into, like, say, oh, let me fix this position a little, and go into cruise, it'll just let it travel. You see, I'm not pressing forward, back, left, or right. It's just doing its thing, and it's just going to keep traveling. It's not going to counteract my thrust. But as soon as I turn off cruise, you see how the front thrusters will try to stop the ship. That's what cruise does. So if I wanted to fly somewhere far and I didn't want to continuously hold forward, I would just turn on the cruise mode and that's it. It's not gonna stop me from going forward. It's just gonna keep traveling up until I have nowhere to go. Now I'm gonna turn on cruise and let me land this guy. Let's see. So now that I'm like landing a little bit, what I would do when I'm almost close because I don't have landing gear, I would just turn off jetpack and then I'll just drop the ship. Now if it keeps twitching like this because it's going to move the entire ship itself, then you would turn into standby and there you have it. This is like the basic super simple vector thrust ship that you could do. Now you could add more rotors to it to make it a little bit better, a little bit faster, whatever you want. There's like so many different ships that people do where they put landing gears on the vector thrust, but this is the basic amount that you will need to get it up and going. So now let's try it with the other script. The other script allows you to use, you can name the rotors so you don't have like this automatic thing that's, you know, taking over, and sometimes that might be better depending on the ship that you're going to build. So I'm just going to build a new design or the same similar design and show you. Let me change the time because it's not bright enough right now. So let me show you the other design, which I'm going to keep similar to what I had before with the battery and rotor and oops, this guy, and then I'll just put the thrusters the same way as before, but this time when I put the programming block and the gyroscope, I'm just going to use a different script. So here we go, programming block. Now the rotors we should name first, which would be rotor roll. And I'm not actually sure if this is rotor roll. And then this is rotor. Actually, this should be rotor pitch because this is moving forward and back. Pitch, roll. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so go to the programming block, pop over here. We're going to use the Chris Crazy thruster. And you can see that you need to name them, rotor roll and rotor pitch. And I'll tell you like, if it's pointing forwards or backwards, you know, you use this. If it's left or right, you use the pitch. So I'm going to copy to editor, hit OK, and it should just start taking over. But this one, like I said, I'm not too particularly sure. What? It's trying to do something here. Okay, that failed miserably. So you might want to look at that script a little bit more to use it, but I know a lot of people use that script so they could name the motor rotors instead of having to use the vector thrust rotor that I had. But either way, I'm going to leave both both of those in the description below. That was really a bad fail. And I will leave everything down in the description below if you want to use both those scripts. But yeah, use the vectoring thrust script number 2, the one that I was showing you earlier, the first one. That one is a lot easier. And then if you want to get more complicated with your designs, then you use the Chris script. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed a video like this, please hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.